here use maths in your daily life? Please raise your hand. Be it measuring rice and water just before pressure cooking it, deciding how much milk to boil for coffee or tea, looking at your clock as soon as you wake up to see what is the time. Some of you will also be wondering how to pay the bills, what are the bills that due today, and some of you will be youngsters, probably will be dreaming of what are the shopping lists that I'll have to make, whatever. Okay, so how many of you here use maths in your day-to-day life? Please raise your hand. Wow, almost everybody, right? Excellent. That is an amazing statistics. My work is half done. So all of you are actually using maths in your day-to-day life, right? As sir introduced, I'm Deepa Ravichandran. I've been offering maths as hobby classes. Okay, we offer accelerated math in our schools. But apart from that, maths is not introduced as a subject, but it is introduced as fun activities. Okay, we throw puzzles to them, we throw real-time questions to them and ask them to solve. And each child can use any technique to solve those real-time problems. Okay, so it's just hobby class for them. So no expectations, no exams. They are under no pressure to prove to others that they are maths genius, right? So given that situation, I have seen genius, so many geniuses popping up, okay? One big thing is they are not judged, okay? And any answer is a right answer. So this is something that I've always been seen, okay? As I was reading an article that day, I got to know that maths is a subject which is most feared by children, and given an opportunity, that will be the first subject that they will want to drop out. Okay, from this is the statistics that I read in an article, and it was very alarming for me. Okay, just now all of you told everybody use maths in your daily life. It is so close to you, right? In one form or the other. And what is the fear about? Okay, look at nature. There are numbers all around us. The mysterious connection between the physical world and the mathematics runs very deep. The Fibonacci number is considered to be the thumbprint of everything in the cosmos. That most of us know, right? I got to know this as I was preparing a lesson, a geography lesson called Formation of Universe for my children. As I started, I just got to know, I just said a thumbprint of the cosmos and a Fibonacci sequence. I became very curious, okay? Something within me melted as I started collecting information. I don't know what. I just got connected towards that particular concept of maths. For months, I was obsessed with the Fibonacci sequence. I would look for the golden ratio in everything that I saw. You will not believe, I spent hours measuring my arms, my legs, my face, my body, right? It was so much. Actually, I really got so connected with that concept that I would wanted to do. For those of you who are new to this, let me give you details. The famous Fibonacci sequence was discovered by the medieval Italian mathematician called Leonardo Fibonacci. It has captivated mathematicians, artists, okay, designers and scientists for centuries. Also known as golden ratio, its uniqueness and astounding functionality in nature suggests its importance as a fundamental characteristics of universe. Okay, I would now like to play a quick video. It's just a 9 minutes video to talk about, because now I'm addressing that nature. Maths is all around nature, right?
I'm going to explain in this video a math and design phenomena called the golden ratio. It's also referred to as phi. So what is the golden ratio? Well, to help explain it, I'm going to put out this sequence of numbers called the Fibonacci sequence, which is really just the golden ratio in a sequenced numeric form. Now, to arrive at this golden ratio sequence of numbers, we just need to follow a basic math formula. And I'm not a math person, so we're just going to keep this very simple. Okay, so you just start with 0 plus 1 equals 1. And now to get to the next number in the sequence, you take the sum of that simple equation and add it to the last number in the equation. So 1 plus 1 equals 2, and then 1 plus 2 equals 3. And it's around this point that the ratio actually starts showing up. And as we continue to do this formula, we start arriving at a set of numbers. So 2, 3, 5, 8. And you see what we're doing? We're adding the sum of the equation to the last number in the equation, and we arrive at this sequence of numbers. And it's interesting that this sequence and ratio actually remains consistent no matter how long you follow this mathematical formula. And so this sequence continues to expand outward around the rate and the ratio of 1 to 1.6. Now, to help give you an idea of what a 1 to 1.6 ratio is, compare it to a 1 to 1 ratio. So to make a 1 to 1.6 ratio, you just envision a little more than half of the initial line added to the line of the other side. All right, so this ratio of 1 to 1.6, and this is the ratio that's called the golden ratio, a 1 to 1.6 ratio. So this is what the golden ratio looks like as a rectangle, 1 to 1.6. And if we were to start making incremental golden ratio points within that, we can get an idea of what a spiral looks like when it expands outward at the same measured sequence. Now, this is all well and good, but what does that have to do with everyday life? Well, a lot, actually.
Fibonacci sequence always keeps me thinking, is maths an invention or a discovery? So how many of you feel maths is a discovery and how many of you feel it's an invention?
I think it's a discovery.
It's a discovery. Okay, wonderful.
I also feel it's a discovery.
Discovery. Right, nice.
It is an existence. It's an existence.
It's an existence. Perfect. Beautiful.
It's our way of expressing our understanding of our environment. It's a language, I feel.
Beautiful. That's a wonderful point of view. It's a language. Yes.
It's a discovery for me also, because it's already there in the nature and we have discovered that, adapted that and put it into a language like
Probably man, because he has an intellect, he started connecting the dots that's already existing, as Sir said, something that existed, as most of you also said. And we have also used our intellect to do a lot more with that. It's just not, we've not stopped with just identifying things, but I guess we've also done a lot more work on it. Ravi, would you like to say anything?
Yeah, so I'll say that whilst it's a discovery, we used our heads to invent a few things. So when you theorized, we all saw this, you know, how beautifully she saw the Fibonacci series, but then identified it, correct? Somebody took the trouble to identify it. Somebody took the, Fibonacci took the trouble to identify it in our body and related it to everything else in the universe. So while it existed in the universe, somebody had to figure that out and then say, where is its practical application? That's one. Second, also, I think all your theories and theorems which come up in math, even though it could be from nature itself, you still have a body of knowledge which you have brought together. So that I will say is the invention out of the discovery.
Wow, that's wonderful.
That's really what I will. I'll put it at that.
Yes, yes, sir. Chandrasekhar,
sir. What I want to share here is, of course, this guy has been given the privilege of having discovered this number. But those of us who have had elementary knowledge about this Atharva Shastra, They provide us with a lot of dimensions. When they conduct these rituals, it is all matching with this golden rule numbers, including that Pushpaka Vimana dimensions, what they have provided, which is of course some centuries and then some thousands of years back, all followed this particular system. Only thing is, the sad thing was those days, I may have to use this word, Brahmins never gave out all the information outside. That was their security kind of stuff. So this is just one out of just a bit of information for the rest of the world, for us to realize that at least in the eastern sector, namely our oriental areas, including Japan and China and India and other places, this has been used, this particular dimension or the ratio has been used quite extensively. In fact, some of the devices what they have made, especially in China, which the clarifications are available for us, is all pertaining to this 1:1.6 ratios. In fact, the gears they use in making watches, and then earlier days when they had all those devices, that used to be quite a number of them were all. In fact, if you take the, for instance, even our basic tools like gadparis and all that, what they were using the land, they're also in this proportion.
So we actually have constructed a lot of tools, gadgets based on these. I was surprised to see the labeling. Okay, because what happened was I was writing a book and I had to go to the printer and for printing. So that printer had a lot of orders for labeling a cool drink. Okay, he was telling me, no ma'am, it has to come in this ratio only, 1:1.6. The moment I hear this 1.6, oh my brain. I said, what? He said, yeah, this is how it will fit into it. Okay. And he says the packaging will be easy. Right? I was blown. I said, to this extent, people start using it. I was really blown with this fact. That's amazing.
Yeah, so actually...
And you also deal with the phobia of maths, right?
Yeah, it is exactly in that age group when algebra gets introduced, where kids need to deal with the abstract, that the phobia kicks in. But the underlying thing about math and in general, any learning, according to me, is it's in our DNA to observe various things. And when we observe things, see the pattern, we may see Fibonacci pattern, we may see something else, but there are patterns everywhere. And then to extrapolate that pattern and where else it can be applied. I think that's the essence of our that's the essence of the human race. Now, if it's introduced, whatever we deal with is introduced to a child in that way, because that's how a child and all of us actually evolve and grow. Then whether it's algebra, geometry, numbers, or physics or chemistry, none of those matter. Even dance. For me, being a math rock star, I learn Kathak and I see that the same thing there. If I'm learning it as this is the hand movement, that is the leg, I have to move it there, I'm not going to get it. So think of first, am I comfortable with what's happening? What patterns do I see? What if I move both around and then introduce the rules that the phobia actually will not kick in? That's my 2 cents.
Fantastic, fantastic. So if we give real life experiences to children, do you think phobia will come down?
Yes. See, algebra have something called as mathophobia to mathomania. Exactly when kids enter to grade 6, as you spoke, Deepa, in the history of algebra, hey, the Babylonians used it. The Indians used it, the Chinese used it for these things. And instead of writing everything in words, we are too lazy. Let's use N. Let's do something. But behind this, and when we spend that extra 6 to 8 weeks needed to build the context, which we have given the luxury in schools and institutions, it is very smooth. They build the connection.
So it's extremely.
And always connect the dots of algebra with geometry and arithmetic. So they're applying every now and then. So they saw the pattern, they're applying in many different ways. By the end of sixth, the phobia can never set in for those.
Fantastic, fantastic. That's wonderful. So yes, Gayatri, you've been an elementary Montessori trainer, right? So you believe in offering real-time experiences, yes, right? So can you share some of the experiences? Because I know algebra, you offer it as a trinomial cube and a trinomial square. You have where, like what Sunita has said, actually you have, Dr. Montessori has materialized it in geometry. Right?
That is true.
And
Very
they have
true.
offered it in a much simpler way for children. Yes.
Yes. Actually, with children, if it is offered in the right way, we don't even have to connect it to the real life. They themselves take it back to the real life and start making the connection. That's what we have observed in our work with children. So when we, simple example is recently we had worked in detail about the solids, different 3D shapes of geometry. In spite of this being an online situation where we are not in a position to make them feel the volume of a solid shape, we wanted them to get the full experience. So we made them explore it with the objects around them. And, basically we would expect them to bring a pencil box or maybe a water bottle. But to our surprise, the children started bringing rajma, potato, connecting them with, everything around them from the kitchen, rice. We can't even imagine that they are starting to look a 3D shape in these regular, and they are able to actually call it ovaloid potato, an ellipsoid rajma, a cuboid to that extent. And they're going on and on and on, 30 minutes, 40 minutes class hour extended to 90 minutes where we couldn't stop, everybody bringing. So, and one child had a birthday gift as a bunny. So usually children would express a bunny as a soft skin, cute face. And this child went on explaining spherical face, ellipsoid ears, conical nose. It was so much fun. And everybody wanted to then demonstrate solids. So there were boys who started talking about transformers in different solids and birthday hats. They went on and on and on about solids where we could really see that the observation is so deep rooted that they started looking solid objects, everything around them, which was just a regular object few days ago. But just because we've offered the solids to them, they started looking. So the real life connection automatically happened. Just because the topic was taken to them in that sense. This is one experience I thought would be very apt to share it today, Deepa.
Wonderful. So anybody else have interesting stories to share? Yes, sir.
I have a couple of them here sending a message. Maybe they have some audio challenge, I guess. So I'll just read out to you. Maybe you can comment on that. One of them, Alphonse Ashwatan, who says that math teachers used to be strict with stick. That could be one of the reasons where children don't. And I know it's so always said that if children like the teacher, they like the subject. If they don't like the teacher, they don't like the subject also. It's probably teachers that driving them away from the subject also. There are cases, not that every teacher does that. And Saroj ma'am has said that teachers, if they use day-to-day examples, connect with the things which children like and interest, may create more interest in maths.
Correct. I totally agree. So the ownership lies in us. Okay, teachers. First of all, unless we start looking at things differently. Okay. And as Sunita said, we have to invest the time to split the problem into minor problems and start taking care of the smallest from the smallest aspect. Okay, then probably this phobia, we can really avoid this phobia. There is a lot of myths. Okay, right. The first myths, I was fascinated because sir said, why there are a lot of ladies here? Man, I don't know how they're going to contribute. Sir, this is the first myth. Men are better.
I think this myth is solely driven by the fact that when it comes to commercial and applied math, commercial math, okay, and in the later years when women took a back seat culturally, whatever be the other reason, it is that comparison. It is not about the logical abilities or anything else. So when people, this myth, when people say men are better in math than women, it only applies to the commercial math, which I'm sure we're going to beat the men very soon. We are.
Don't worry. It will beat an wholesale. Anyway, we are in the minority now in this group. So
no. But let me add, sir. Let me add over here. It's equivalent to the myth that women are better cooks than men.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Right.
You have great examples from the history.
But you
Wonderful.
still claim Nana is better than any housewife, right?
Yeah.
So large scale cooking, then you always take the credit, right? So yes, this is definitely a myth. Women in this group, men are not better than us. It's just that I feel women openly tell, oh, it's very difficult for us, and men they don't want to tell, except even in the third myth, math is not creative. This is something which I call, why? Because if you are a right brain child, advertisements, okay? If you are a right brain child, you will be interested in arts, dance, the music. If you are a left brain child, you will be interested in science and math. Creative arts and logic are different functions of the brain. This is a constant advertisement, this thing which I hear. So I thought I will write, is not math creative? Is it not for, is music, don't we have math and music? Kathak, how much of maths you do? Right? Your steps to the position, spatial knowledge.
Moment is full of math only.
Absolutely.
Complete math.
Complete maths. Music. Don't we have music? When you play the Veena, no? Gayatri, tell me the notes. Don't you have maths?
Absolutely.
The patterns,
Even the frets are of a specific distance as the notes to produce that.
The sound energy, the way it enters your ears. How much of math is involved?
In fact, when we have to create a alapana on a specific ragam, we have to still ensure it goes into the rhythm of the talam.
Beat.
Yes, the beat. And when you sahityam and swaram, we call these two distinct. So when you swaram or sahityam, you have to ensure if it's the 8th note, it's a 7th note, that note should be exactly expressed in swara. So that so much max is there. We count each line. Otherwise, the note player, the instrument player will not be able to follow if the count is not tallying. So it is very precise, in fact. It's a very good example.
So if somebody is going to say, if your right brain is active, don't feel that you're bad in math. You're as good in math. Otherwise, you will not be able to do the functions of your right brain. Right? So this is yet another myth which I wanted to bring to your notice.
Totally.
This is ingrained in children.
This is one of the errors teachers commit to make children unhappy about math.
Correct. You're good in maths only if you get a right answer. What is a right answer?
The answer which gives a full marks.
Full marks, yes.
Actually, mathematicians, most of things are done trial and error. There is nothing called right answer. Okay, so please, teachers, okay, have this in mind. If a child gets a right answer, it's good. If he gets a wrong answer, it's a stepping stone for another discovery.
It is better.
It's better. Correct. It's a stepping stone for another discovery. Yes.
Yeah, ma'am, like some children, like they find maths easy, and few of them, they find maths very difficult. Like how you define that? How it's easy for some and difficult for the other. It is not like some of the children, they naturally adapt maths very easily. They are made. So the parents say, yes, they are very good in maths because they don't have to really put a lot of effort in doing mathematics problems and solving and practicing. Some of the children, they really have to put a lot of hard work in that. So how you define this? Like I want to know. Like what is, some people have maths mind and while others don't.
I feel it's nothing to do with maths mind. It is in the way they look at the problem. Okay, each one of us, even today, we are all discussing things, right? Each one of us have perceived this session differently. haven't we? Each one of us, it's kindled different kinds of thoughts in each one of us, isn't it? Same with the child. He has not understood one form of teaching that his teacher is using. So what does it mean? The teacher will have to go down to the child's level to ensure he understands the problem.
That's why many of them were left out, because teachers, in most cases, teachers don't go to their level to teach, right? For example, if I'm a student, I'm an average student, say I score about 45, 50 in math, and when the 30% of the classrooms are much ahead of me, but I require a special attention from a teacher, but the teacher doesn't give that attention, so I'm always behind. And I may lose interest also gradually in math, for example. So what does a teacher do here? I mean, what should the teacher do? Right? I mean, that's one of the things that teacher must understand to work with those lot.
Another issue I feel that's happening in a school kind of setup is it's syllabus centric.
Yeah.
I would also like to add here the psychological aspect to it. So if the child has developed a past experience or a low confidence towards approaching, it is only continuously getting built up if there is no conscious effort made by an adult or a teacher for that child. So there is a lot of psychological penetration we have to do also to ensure the child looks at math more confidently than approaching the mathematical part of it itself is something I want to add here.
Thank you very much, Deepa. It was an amazing session, and I of course love the interaction which we had. So much of interaction. Very well done session. So if anybody has any more questions, so let's probably take a few more questions before we get on to the graduation of a few students. I would request everyone to please stay back for another 5 minutes and then just bless them. They will be happy, right? And then we will conclude the session. Any more questions? Anybody?
Varda, can I just kind of offer my grateful thanks to ma'am for enlightening us at a different aspect about math and its natural kind of.
I was actually thinking of giving you, to do the vote of thanks. Probably you can add there.
This doesn't require vote of thanks. This is just.
You can club that.
The session was wonderful because of all of you. It was wonderful because how many people contributed,
the way
right?
in which you linked up is amazing, ma'am. Really, really very nice, Deepa.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Thank you so much.
Bless you. I'm sure a lot of children are there. They owe their happiness to you.
Thank you.
Grateful.
Thank you. It's my honor.
Wonderful it is. Actually, I need to thank Varda and then Nalana, for bringing you up for this particular program.
No, I knew that, she does math beyond, Montessori, that whatever she does there. Apart from that, then she used to go to schools like NPS to conduct math sessions. And I think they were also representing some, had a franchisee, right? So where you used to offer math. So I knew this 6-7 years back. I'd heard that. So I thought that why not we bring her. And also we have discussed, Chandrasekhar, that we introduce in creative teaching math as one subject. Math is one of the subjects in the ILET program as well, right?
Yes.
So that's when we thought, why not we have session today, in the TTS as episode 4.
Maybe we can introduce a little bit of playing cards in this creative teaching. Playing cards. Maybe I can have a little chat with Deepa again with that.
Sure.
Definitely.
Yeah, it
We'll
will be really
fix
nice.
some time, sir. Yes,
we can schedule, one probably 30-minute session to brainstorm on this.
Why not?
Later, definitely. His brain has already got accustomed. Okay.
Pattern.
Sir, can you just repeat I want to make my son listen to this. Can you just repeat? Please, I called him.
Okay.
That's very cool.
You're embarrassing him. Please don't do that. Next time we attend a webinar, he will say, I want to go to my friend's house to play. So don't do this.
No, but if your son is there.
I find this very interesting. What you said is mine. I opened my mind.
Very
so
simple.
I want him to also listen to that.
let him try one thing. Let him start initially for about a minute or about 2 minutes. let him start chanting inside himself. So like, for example, Om Namah Shivaya, whatever it is, whatever he's comfortable with. So he starts chanting that inside himself for about 2 minutes. And as he continues chanting, he starts reading. He starts reading. And then what will happen is, let him read a paragraph, and then you ask him a question on what he read in the paragraph. And then you can figure out whether his mind has grasped it or not. Now, this doesn't happen overnight. This takes time. But over a week or 10 days of practice, you will get blown by the speed at which he will read. So let me tell you, the maximum speed I could read was if you had a newspaper. So not fully opened. So you open the newspaper, usual newspaper, pick it up. I could read that full line in one eye span. One eye span, full taken into the brain. Then I'll go to the next line, one eye span taken into the brain. So that's what happened. So that was at the peak.
All right, so we welcome the ITTC students who are graduating today. Nalina, if you can read out their names, 5 of them who have completed the assessment.
Yeah. We have Harpreet. We have Namita. We have Priya, Shweta, and we have Malini.
Nalina, you want to say anything?
Yes.
Yeah, please. Yes.
Yeah. Congratulations to all our dear students.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
We shall always connect. You know that. Today is an important day for me because we are cherishing your success, yeah, your hard work and your dedication. I have seen your hard work for last 6 months. It's been amazing journey being with you all. Now your course journal was assessed based on 4 important criteria: the content, your completion of all the modules, and creative presentation, and effective language used in the course journal. So based on that, your journal has been assessed, and your art and craft book is also assessed. The different types of art and craft methods that you have used, and neatness of the book, and creative work, and completion of art and craft book. So based on this, your work has been assessed. I must say that you have really stepped up to reach a great standard. Your course journal has given me, has enlightened me with so much of content, so much of depth, especially the case study. Your teaching methods has been really amazing. I can see your hard work there. So it's lovely to read your journal. It is like a story for me. Amazing work, girls. I must tell you that this program is not everything. Yeah. So we must be on continuous education. We all think that teaching means to transfer knowledge to our students, but in fact, teaching means learning. The day the teacher stops learning, fate of children is going to be bad. So let's all be on continuous learning. So that would be my message to all of you. Kindly come to our office and we will actually celebrate face to face. All the best.
Thank you.
Okay, good.
Thank you, ma'am.
Over to Deepa, ma'am. If you could address
Ma'am,
them.
sir, I just want to say one more thing. Like now, from this course, from Laila ma'am's thing, I have learned so much. Like one thing is like I have learned that teacher influences the children. So I am really impressed in that. Like now, she always said that whatever we do, we influence the children. So we should do it in the right way, and that actually has enlightened me. And I always try to do that in the right way because teacher, all the children are our futures. Like, so I'm really thankful to Nanila ma'am for teaching me this. I'm so happy.
Thank you, Harpreet.
Yes, Deepa ma'am.
Yeah, wonderful. Congratulations. I would definitely like to appreciate each one of you for taking that step forward to do something very useful and which is going to be helpful for your career. Now is the time. Now is going to be the real testing time. You have to prove to your children. My teacher always says, why do you want to become a Montessorian? I would say, ma'am, I love children. So then she will say, will children like you? Okay, I'm very happy that you love children. So will children love you? So I leave it at that. It's up to you. Okay, and take it as this is just not another job. It's a responsibility. Okay, make friends, have fun, make it a fun experience for all of them who are around you. Okay, and continue to learn. I guess, yeah, that's open mind. Always go to a class with an open mind. And if a child challenges you, that's the best thing that has happened. You have ignited a child, right? So that's the best thing a class can give you. A classroom should make you become more or strong learners. Okay, if your classroom can create that kind of an ambience, then wonderful. You've done your job well. Okay, that's how it is. It should ignite millions of brains. Okay, so with that note, thank you one and all. It's been a wonderful evening for me, and I got to know so many of you. Nice, thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yes, Chandrasekhar, are you there?
Yeah, very much here. Yeah,
very much. Okay, all right, fine. So it's your turn now. One, of course.
Hey, already, the only thing is I didn't congratulate the ones who got their certification.
Yes. That's what you can start with that, and of course end with the word of thanks.
Yeah. So, is it okay if I address you, ladies, as my young friends? Hello,
Yes.
those who got the certifications.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, including Nalina also is a young one, so nothing to worry.
Always.
Sir, for all of us, sir, address all of us as
Yeah.
young friends.
So,
Please,
friends, you please remember, you will always remain young as long as you are with your children, and then have fun. The way children go about is they want to have fun. They don't want to go to school. If they want to go to school, they want to have fun there. You're the guys who are going to provide that. Please do that. As Deepa already mentioned, this is just not a 9-to-5 job. This is a full responsibility 24/7, because children are going to watch you not only in classroom, wherever they meet you, they will call you miss or ma'am, whatever they address you. So sometimes it will be quite embarrassing. Sometimes it won't be. When you grow much older in terms of age, you will feel so happy to meet some of your old children. That's what I'm doing now. I'm meeting children, who were my students sometimes some 50 years back. It is such a wonderful feeling. So that is something which only when you experience it, you will know the value of it. So you are in a absolutely superb profession, if I can call that as a profession at all. Please enjoy, do your best, because you are the guys who are going to prepare children for the future. So please know your responsibility, work on that, have fun. Now coming back to the other standardized vote of thanks, I don't like this vote of thanks scenario.
Not necessary.
Acknowledging their presence and the contribution, which includes both Vardha, Nalina, and the whole team as such. It has been an absolutely lighter mode. It is really been wonderful. And I am blessed to have the company of these wonderful, super people. So thank you so much from my, maybe if I can definitely say from my heart, you, Vardha, thank you so much. And Nalina, thank you for all this wonderful, super opportunity. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you for the support from the bottom of our heart. We thank Chandrasekhar, Deepa ma'am, Saroj ma'am,